the instrument we use in the airplane is called an ADF, but the actual ground-based called an NDB, non-directional beacon. So the VOR without any specific.
We're looking for cheap NDB. Okay.
Cheap
Correction.
NDB.
Cheap NDB we can get ideally free, but no one's using. It still works.
If you think about it, Scott, it is the cheapest alternative. Well, I mean, I don't know what it costs to run on the ground. But versus GPS, it's always pointing direct too. It's always direct.
We'll just plug it into one of Gandhi's warehouses. He'll pay for the electric bill.
No, that's true. But that wouldn't be. We'd want it like I'd want. How close to the runway does it need to be though?
I don't know.
About where your house is.
Okay.
No, we got the buildings almost out there now.
Yeah,
we can
stick it. Right next
we can sneak it in.
Yeah.
I know the guys who are doing the electric on it right now. The new building. They could probably run us a secret couple lines up somewhere on the roof.
You want to put it on the roof?
We can just put it there, and then Gandhi won't even know unless he listens to the show. Nobody tell him. And then we won't have to pay for electricity.
What's okay? As far as like using like a GPS and just like 29 inbound is 29 inbound. So if my heading on my GPS says I'm 290, that's going to line me up with runway 29, and I just descend.
There's nothing making sure that it's accurate. There's no clearances that people have flown to make sure there's all the clearances you need for an approach.
I've done it before. It's pretty accurate.
I
mean, I didn't do it when I need to do it. I just
did
it.
Yeah.
It wasn't
I was with you on one of those.
It wasn't like, oh God, we're in, It wasn't like, oh God, we're in the fog. Like, what are we gonna do? It was like, let's just test this theory out here. And,
no, we were flying, so it was clear in a million, obviously.
Oh yeah.
It was a hypothetical,
right? But if I remember right, it worked pretty good. Like we were pretty lined up.
I did it with that 396 I had.
396, and that would even give you the glide slope on it too.
Until you
got to a certain point.
Yeah, I think it was like 700 feet. It cut you off.
Makes sense.
Or like 1,000 or 500 or something.
And that would be a good minimum for that approach, anyways.
Yeah.
You want to make that transition from the en route environment to VFR. Is what you want, since there's no protected space. It's not, the instrument approach hasn't been flown and certified and stuff. So that's a great, where that class E to class G transition happens. That's a perfect time to do it, and I think that'd be good. Wouldn't it be nice to know that you could take off from Columbus and file IFR, climb out IFR. You're in the clouds the whole way. It takes you down to 700 feet. That's your minimums on the approach to VFR. Just continue a normal landing.
Straight in, 88 Delta.
So the difference is, if it's windy and you're hand flying this, right, and you're not quite centered
Unfortunately,
If it's centered up, obviously the expectation would be that you're clear. If you're centered up, you're on a kind of a predetermined glide slope. But what if the glide slope isn't 3 degrees? What if it's 3.2? What if it's 3.5? What if it's 4.0?
It's going to get you pretty close.
But what if there's obstacles out there? There's a cell phone tower that you're coming over top of.
But there's not.
In your case, no. But that's why.
Not right now.
Not right now.
Pop up tomorrow.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah, but FAA is pretty strict on where they can put cell phone towers.
Yeah, but if there's not an instrument approach,
there's no instrument approach that's on the books. They don't care. They're like,
they're still pretty strict.
They are strict.
Like we've gotten a few towers shut down.
Yeah, but somebody had to lobby for that not to happen. What if
not really? We didn't do anything. They just got denied by the FAA.
Okay.
Actually,
just keep hoping for that, and then keep shooting your instrument approach to 9.
The windmills.
Yeah, the college wanted to put up like 400-foot tall windmills, and
but didn't Ben Gleason get involved?
He fought him. He put on boxing gloves.
He did, but
went over there and talked to the dean.
Ultimately, it was the FAA that shut him down. It wasn't us. And then,
no kidding, it wasn't you. It would be the FAA.
Yeah, but then actually, Huron City Schools was going to put one up. They ended up putting one up, but it was like they had to move it and make it shorter or whatever from what they originally wanted to do. But my dad went to the meeting and was like, because we'd already gone through this with the other ones, he's like, he talked to the superintendent. He's like, just so you know, before you start spending all this money on it, you have to file for approval from the FAA first to put up any towers. And he was like, oh yeah, we already did that. We're cleared. It's good to go. Well, he lied. They didn't already do that. So then when they went to build this windmill, the FAA shut it down.
Yeah.
That's good. I'm all in favor of that. I just don't know if that's always going to work in your favor.
And
they put in they put in all these 5G towers. Now we can't shoot Cat 2 approaches anymore. They put them up anyways.
Does that really mess with your
There's a NOTAM at every airport that has a Cat 2 or that has a Cat 1 approach, that the radar altimeter may be unreliable. There's a NOTAM at every airport.
And why does that mess with it?
Too close to the frequency range or something like that.
Can't you just use their frequency range, the 5G? Just use the same frequency.
I have no idea what you're
I don't
talking
know.
about.
Well,
I don't know.
use the 5G to shoot the approach. I don't know.
Verizon instead of what?
Yeah,
what's
instead
the
of,
what's the verification you see in the GPS to make sure everything's working going on?
Like the RAIM?
The,
What are you talking
the
about?
RAIM, yeah,
Yeah,
the integrity
it's
monitoring.
it's
It's
say-
just
say
instead of there, it
Verizon,
just says
yeah.
it says
Visa.
AT&T,
Yeah.
Yeah, AT&T.
Yeah.
Verizon 5G.
T-Mobile.
Cricket.
Yeah, LTE.
Yeah.
It says LTE right there.
Yeah.
Oh, we're
It
good.
wouldn't be LTE. It'd be 5G.
5G. Well,
Yeah,
yeah, I guess
yeah.
on that antenna. Yeah, so that's a problem. So I don't know if that's
I feel
always
like there's a
gonna
way to
save you.
integrate all these systems so that they just work together.
Maybe I don't know. Hopefully one day they help add
Right. Because
like you can triangulate your position more accurately and your minimums go down. Hopefully.
yeah. Because I know they use 5G for like automated like taxi services and stuff. Somehow they use that to like for situational
Like
awareness
for
of the-
airplanes.
No, for cars.
Oh, yeah. Well, I'm sure they can use them
So,
to triangulate.
right,
They just need to be integrated
so
into the
integrated
FAA's.
into the FAA system.
Why not?
Right,
It's a
that's what
beacon.
yeah.
Each one of them is a
Right,
beacon.
exactly. That's what
They
I'm
can
saying.
find a
Like
cell phone. Why can't they find an
you
airplane?
find a way to make it benefit aviation rather than be detrimental to it.
Well, the only thing is in this case, so when we come down, when you're shooting a Cat 2 approach, which is a lower than 200 feet, we have basically about 100-foot above ground level minimum on the Cat 2 approach. And so that frequency range for that radar is very close to the 5G frequency range. So they're saying that is unreliable. Now, there's a note at all these airports that the radar altimeter is unreliable. So anybody shooting a Cat 2 approach, anybody relying on, Cat 1.
So does that mean you can't do it anymore? Or you can do it, you just have to be
We
aware
don't
that
do-
it's unreliable.
We're not Cat 2 approved, so we're not.
What is Cat 2?
Category is what I just described. So you can go below 200 feet AGL.
Okay.
You can go down to 100 feet AGL.
What's Cat 1?
200.
I thought it was 15 feet.
What's the best Cat?
Or that's Cat 3. It's 15 feet or something.
Cat 3 is probably auto land. There's
What's
probably
the-
no
Yeah.
limit.
What's the best cat you can
I thought there was
buy
legally like a
besides
15.
Besides a
3C?
Savannah cat.
Best cat? Well, Maine Coons are pretty big.
Okay. Let's get into the
So
ACS.
Cat 3 is the most advanced. Like what is Cat 3?
Cat 3C.
Yeah.
I mean, all of those are some form of auto land.
Now
now
Scott is
you
interested.
sparked my interest. How do I get a Cat 3 in my 150?
I don't know that you need that because now we have auto land without Cat 3 capability.
Right, because
They're doing everything
the
for you.
Garmin Autoland doesn't use Cat 3. It
No.
just does it.
It does RNAV.
Does it have
approaches.
what kind of? Does it have like cameras on the plane and stuff?
No, I'm assuming it's something to do with like the WAS.
It'd have to have cameras for determining like when to flare and stuff.
Airbus doesn't have that.
They don't have cameras.
Or
They may-
some sort of sensor to be like,
dude,
we should
that
start
is
bringing the
radar
nose up.
That's radar altimeter. That is what the issue is with these Cat 2. That's what I'm talking about this whole time. That's the radar altimeter. It tells you your height above the ground. That is what gives you auto
Yeah.
500, 50, 40, 30.
That's that lady that
That
talks
just
to you in
seems-
the
dude,
headset. That's a
seems-
dude.
It's a dude most of the time.
Seems like they could do something
And then
better than that.
at an Airbus, in an Airbus, it'll tell you when you need to on a normal. I don't know on a Cat 3, but on a normal approach, you'll turn the autopilot off and it'll tell you when to pull the thrust levers to idle.
Man.
So it's very close on a normal approach. It's very close to almost Cat 3. But everything with Cat 3 auto land is it's going exactly by that height above ground. And then when it touches down, it auto brakes and everything. And they auto brake anyways by Airbuses. But then I don't know if you dial it up, the sensitivity or anything like that. But
so like it hits the brakes and everything as soon as it touches down. Oh,
yep,
so-
weight on wheels,
see,
gets on the
we're getting-
brakes.
We're getting to where I want to be.
Well,
Yeah.
that Autoland has to do all of this.
Right. Yeah.
I picture you're able to just press the button, go back to
Yeah.
your seat, let these guys be dead,
Right.
and I'm back in my seat.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what I'm picturing.
Pretty
Not
soon.
dead. They just passed out from.
Yeah.
Oh, their own drinks.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Right. Pretty soon, the pilots will just be monitors. They just monitor. They're just sitting up there
Very
monitoring
close.
the system.
Yeah, soon. Well, I mean, I think we talked about this. So, I mean, like, what's our guesses on when that's going to be?
I don't remember. I think we wrote them down somewhere.
Yeah, they're written down on
Yeah.
a previous show.
Uh,
Let's get in the second episode. Let's start the ACS. I feel like of the instrument series.
Okay.
I feel like last 20 minutes we can.
Yeah, last 20 minutes. Let's actually
Have we
cover
actually
the
covered
topic.
anything that we're supposed to cover?
No.
No, that's fine.